the deer is the leader of all the animals, four-legged. And so the feathers of this powerful entity who carries our words the highest of any bird, flies the highest, and carries our words the closest to the Creator, and is our principal messenger of peace. And so we revere these feathers, and we revere these representation of the bird nations, and we carry it close to us. And our staffs are always with these great birds' feathers. They remind us of our responsibility.
Andy, can you talk about the horseback ride today?
Sure. The Dakota Unity Riders, who have come from Manitoba, Canada, traveling over 4,000 miles, though not continuously on horseback that journey, have sort of joined with the two-row campaign. They started as independent initiatives, and we realized that there was much in common. So they have joined us in Troy, New York, before we started paddling down the Hudson, in Catskill, in Beacon, and we expect them to be joining us at some point today, although there were problems with the permit. There'll be a march today after our paddlers. Our paddlers are on the water today, now in their final journey into Pier 96 in Manhattan. They'll land there. We'll have a welcoming from the Dutch Consul General, from our congressman based in central New York, Dan Maffei, and others. Then we'll march across Manhattan to the United Nations, where we'll be welcomed by the UN Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. Somehow in that process, the Unity Riders will join us. The NYPD would not give a permit, at least the last I had heard, for them to walk beside our march. So there's a little bit still up in the air about that, but there's very much a shared sense of unity, of renewal, of call for respect for Native rights at the core of both campaigns, and we're delighted to work with them.
How does fracking fit in with this story, OREN LYONS, hydraulic fracturing?
Water is the first law of life, and looking for the generations ahead of us and protecting their future and being responsible to that. Fracking, of course, impacts water amazingly, millions and millions of gallons of fresh water being used and absolutely contaminated beyond any point of redemption. And so it's an attack. It's an attack on the future lives of our children and everybody else's children as well, and life in general. The laws of nature are such that you will suffer in direct ratio to your transgressions. Simple as that. And and people should understand this, there is no mercy in nature, none whatsoever. Only the law, only the rules. And if you follow those laws and rules, you have regeneration again and again. And if you want to challenge those laws, then you suffer the consequence. And that's where we are right now. So fracking is probably the most damaging challenge that America has today in terms of its future.
Pete Seeger, would you like to weigh in on fracking?
Absolutely true. It's incredible when people say, "Oh, I need a job. I'll work for the fracking," but to get a little gas to run cars or factories will destroy the future for our children and our grandchildren. It's horrifying.
OREN LYONS and Andy Major, I want to thank you for being with us. OREN LYONS, faithkeeper of the Onondaga Nation. Andy Major, one of the organizers of the two-row WAMPUM Renewal campaign. We're going to go to break, and we come back. I'm going to speak a few more minutes to Pete Seeger, and then we're going to combine together for a post-show conversation, which we'll post online at democracynow.org. Stay with us on this Indigenous Peoples Day.
One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping our shore, one earth so green and round, who could ask for more? And because I love you, I'll give it one more try to show my rainbow race it's too soon to die. Some folks want to be like an ostrich, bury their heads in the sand. Some hope that plastic dreams can unclench all those greedy hands. Some hope to take the easy way. Poisons, bombs, they think we need them.
How cool is that?
Don't you know you can't kill all the...
By Rainbow Race, Pete Seeger, here on Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report, as we continue the conversation with the legendary Pete Seeger here in New York. Born in 1919, Pete Seeger is now 94 years